Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're doing what if Naruto was a prodigy, part number 5. And yeah, let's just hop right into it. So, where we last leave off, Naruto just Jiraiya just asked Naruto if he was the son of Hiruzen. And Naruto says, "Yeah, who are you?" And Jiraiya introduced himself as the legendary Sannin, Jiraiya. And Naruto knows, so you're the guy that Lady Tsunade kept talking about, Jiraiya, the pervert. And Jiraiya says, yeah, that's me. How you know Jiraiya? I mean, Tsunade. He says, Tsunade came to the village because the third Hokage asked her to become the next Hokage, the fifth Hokage, because he wanted to retire, but she said no. So she was only here for a couple weeks. And he's like, oh, okay, that's cool. Naruto kind of likes Jiraiya's personality. He's like very uplifting and happy. Like he just sounds happy. Naruto says, I don't want to come off too strong, but do you mind training me for the Chunin exams? And Jiraiya says, yeah, of course, you are Minato's boy. And Naruto says, how do you know Minato? And my dad, my real dad. And he says, I used to train your dad. I was his sensei. And Naruto says, for real? Did you meet Kushina? And they say, yeah, of course. And Jiraiya says, I named you. I named you Naruto. I gave your parents your name. The name of Naruto. I gave your parents, like, the idea for your name. And he's like, what? For real? So you're like my godfather, basically? And Jiraiya says, yeah, basically I am. Nice to finally meet you. I came here to like, get back into the swing of things with the village. And luckily I found you, so that's good. And Naruto says, yeah, that's cool. Do you mind training me for the Chunin exams? Jiraiya says, yeah, of course, I will. So they say, Naruto says, I know a great training spot. And they go up into the mountains, which is like peaceful. And it's like a big, like, on the top of it, it's like a flat area, like a kind of big flat area, like medium-sized area for training. Naruto trains there by himself. That's where Shikamaru and him was trained when they were training together. So now Jiraiya is there training with Naruto, and for like a week they're just practicing on chakra control. Jiraiya teaches Naruto how to use the base form of the Rasengan. Naruto does the whole time he does Rasengan training. He picks it up pretty easily. Picks it up in like a couple days, because Naruto did pick it up in a couple days, and Naruto doesn't have to use shadow clones. And now Jiraiya wants to teach Naruto a different form of the Rasengan, the abdominal Rasengan. It's like a bigger version of the Rasengan. And Naruto says, how do I use it? He says, you have to use bigger chakra. And so Naruto, during that week, he just makes new versions of the Rasengan. He makes a fire style Rasengan that when he hits somebody, it like puts them straight into ash, or just heats them up until they turn into ash. And he makes a wind style Rasengan. Not a wind style Rasen Shuriken. He's not making that yet. He does make a wind style Rasengan though. It's just like the Rasengan, but has the wind chakra in it. And he also makes a giant Rasengan, and he makes a Naruto special Rasengan, which is just a bunch of clones using Rasengan and hits his opponent. It's like the Uzumaki Barrage, but just with Rasengans. And yeah, so Naruto makes 3 new forms of the Rasengan, and he also uses the abdominal Rasengan and plus the normal Rasengan. So Naruto has 5 forms of the Rasengan by the end of his training. And there's like a couple days left of his training, and Jiraiya teaches Naruto how to use the summoning jutsu. And you know the whole training session he has with Gamabunta? Naruto has that. He does learn the summoning. And yeah, so Naruto, what he learns from training with Jiraiya is the 5 forms of the Rasengan, the normal one, the abdominal Rasengan, Naruto's special Rasengan move, with a bunch of shadow clones using Rasengan and hitting his opponent, the wind style Rasengan, and the fire style Rasengan. So yeah, so that's, and he also learns the summoning jutsu. So Naruto, he goes to sleep the day the day before the Chunin exams. He wakes up bright and early, goes to say like bye to Jiraiya, thank you for training him, and Jiraiya says, well, I have to leave after tuning exam. Do you mind coming with me to find Tsunade? Because Jiraiya was there to also, you know, when he was there and Hiruzen found out, he wanted to ask Jiraiya if he wanted to become Hokage, and Jiraiya says no thank you, and like he'll ask Tsunade, and Jiraiya, knowing that she already said no, and Hiruzen's like realizing that she already said no, he's like, well, I already asked, she said no, and Jiraiya says, I'll convince her, just give me a day, right? And this is the day of the tuning exams. So this is like right before the tuning exam. So Naruto says thank you to Jiraiya, like in the Hokage's office, because he knew Jiraiya was there. So Naruto leaves to the tuning exams arena, the final part of the tuning exams, and he's not the first fight. He is the first fight. I don't remember how the fights go in order, but we're just gonna make Naruto the first fight of the day. So Naruto, he goes, right? The person says begin, the practice says begin. Neji gets into a fighting stance. Naruto gets into a fighting stance. Naruto throws a kunai at Neji. Neji uses rotation. Naruto uses the Naruto special Rasengan and hits Neji with a bunch of Rasengans. Because Neji used rotation, he can't spam rotation over and over again. He just can't do that. So after he spins, he has to get back into form. So while Neji was getting back into form, Naruto hit him with the Rasengans, sending him flying to the wall. And then Neji jumps back at Naruto, tries to hit his chakra points. Naruto dodges them and cuts Neji's arm, making him bleed. Naruto then kicks Neji in the face, sending him to the floor, jumps back, weaves some hand signs, and says, fire style, dragon's breath, and shoots like a fireball at Neji. Neji uses rotation to block this. Naruto uses the wind style Rasengan and body flickers in front of Neji and hits him right in the stomach, sending him in the air. Naruto jumps up and he uses the Naruto special on Neji with for a second time and sending him flying to the floor. Naruto gets on the floor and punches Neji in the face. Neji like rolls over, jumps back, and he uses the 8 trigram palm rotation thing. Not the rotation, the 8 trigram thing where he goes crazy and moves around his opponent, keep hitting the chakra points. Tries using it, uses on Naruto. Naruto chakra points are gone, and he can't feel his limbs. Then Kurama comes in clutch and gives Naruto some of the chakra. And yeah, so Naruto uses a little bit of the chakra, what he does in canon, with the like aura around him, and gets all of his, chakra points back, and starts beating up Neji, using his knuckle knives, stabbing Neji in the cheek, chest, and all that. So after Naruto punched Neji in the face, Naruto cuts Neji on the thigh, on both of his thighs, and Neji's on his knees. Naruto turns around, grabs Neji's hands, putting him behind the back, and makes a clone to hold him still. And now Neji is exposed. He can't move because his hands are behind his back and he's on his knees. And Naruto says, this is for Hinata, and punches Neji right in the face. Naruto looks like he won, but Neji gets back up and tells him like his whole story, that how his dad died because of Hinata and all that. And Naruto feels bad for Neji, but then he told him that he could change his fate and everything, and he convinces Neji to be a nicer person. But then Neji says he quits because he doesn't want to, fight Naruto anymore, because he's gonna lose if he still wanted to fight Naruto. But Neji gives up. So yeah, so Naruto goes into the second round, and he watches Sasuke against Gaara. And since Gaara isn't mean here, like he isn't mean, what's it called? Oh my bad, yeah, he is mean, never mind. I thought this was another one. So, Gaara versus Sasuke, same thing happens, Sasuke makes Gaara bleed, So Naruto, he hears like he sees everybody get put under a genjutsu, and all the sound and leaf shinobi like going crazy and going around. Sorry about that. Going around and trying to hurt the villagers. So Naruto goes around the stadium, like killing some sound and sand ninjas pretty easily. And these are Jonin. So Naruto's well above the Jonin level. It's like high Jonin, and these are like low level Jonin. So Naruto defeats them pretty easily with barely any struggle. And Naruto takes care of 20 sound and sand ninjas, and Kakashi's defeating like 50, and Guy is defeating like 40, and Kakashi, I don't know the exact number because they were counting. I don't know if it was in the 40s or 50s, but they were counting during when they were killing the sound and sand ninjas. And yeah, so Naruto sees Hiruzen fight Orochimaru, or to Naruto looks like the sand Kage? I don't know, the Kage, but turns out it's Orochimaru. Naruto jumps up on top of the building, tries to get in, but he sees the Anbu like helping, trying to break it. And since Hiruzen taught Naruto a lot of seals, and since he gave Naruto a book of all the Uzumaki seals, Naruto knows how to break this seal pretty easily. It takes him a little, but when Naruto breaks in, Hiruzen already like he didn't use Reaper Death Seal, but he's about to. So Naruto jumps in with all the Anbu, and they start jumping Orochimaru, and then the Sound 5 come in and start fighting the Anbu, and Orochimaru jumps back with the Sound 5. So luckily for Hiruzen, he doesn't die, because Naruto figured out how to break the seal. And yeah, so Hiruzen survives, and you know the Hiruzen goes around helping to defeat all the like all the destruction basically, and the leaf defeats the sound and the sand like pretty fast. So while Naruto was helping the Hokage defeat Orochimaru, Sasuke was fighting Gaara. So after he helped him, he was looking around and saw Shukaku's body, and Naruto runs over and summons Gamabunta and has his whole fight and gives him like the speech about like how to be a nicer person, and he changes Gaara's personality. And yeah, so whatchamacallit? Oh yeah. So that arc is gone. The destruction of the Hidden Leaf is gone. Done. And good thing Jiraiya was there. Jiraiya was also there. He helped protect the village. So yeah. So the leaf isn't as destroyed, but it still does need rebuilding, because it didn't, the snakes and all the stuff they summoned did destroy some buildings. So yeah. So after that, the Sasuke retrieval doesn't happen because they did defeat Orochimaru, and Sasuke doesn't have the curse mark, so there would be no reason for him to go to Orochimaru. So yeah. So after that, Kakashi fights Itachi and Kisame, and he gets defeated with the whole thing that they have. And Naruto, while Kakashi was fighting them, Naruto and Jiraiya left to find Tsunade. And yeah, so Jiraiya goes out to drink, and Naruto stays in the hotel practicing with his taijutsu on the walls. And then he hears a knock on the door, opens it, and sees Itachi. And they have a whole a mini fight, and while Naruto is basically dodging all of Itachi's moves because he knows he can't defeat Itachi, and Kisame at the same time, so he decides to grab Kisame, throw him out the window while Kisame isn't looking, because he can't defeat Kisame by himself. It'll be like an even match, so he gets Kisame by surprise and throws him out a window, so it's only him and Itachi. And then Naruto hears behind him Sasuke yelling, "Itachi!" and him winding up a Chidori. And Naruto is like, "Oh, what do I do?" So Naruto, he jumps up and puts his feet on the ceiling and watches Itachi basically destroy Sasuke. And while Jiraiya comes in using the toad stomach thing, and the same fight happens. You know, Itachi uses whatchamacallit? He uses Amaterasu to get out of the Toad's stomach. And yeah, so that's why I'm gonna leave it. Naruto brings Sasuke back to the village, and Tsunade heals them. Tsunade becomes Hokage, and the whole Orochimaru fight doesn't happen because they left earlier, and they still do have that fight between Naruto and Tsunade. Naruto winning this fight by touching Tsunade right on the forehead. And yeah, so Naruto, he leaves, goes back to the village, and that's where I'm gonna end it. I said I'm gonna end it there, but I had some stuff to get out so I could leave it like on a good mark, basically. So yeah, so the next time I post is probably gonna be right after this, because I have the mood to post, because it's break. Sorry about that. It's break, so I have a bunch of time to post. So I might post right after this. And thank you guys for the likes on the videos. I've been getting like 1 like, and I don't know who it is, but I'll find out right after this. And yeah, just thank you to whoever's liking the videos, and have a nice day. Bye. Baba Booey.